welcome to Coffee with Ken.
Yes.
Wait, don't we have something
You-
like that they're going to want to listen to?
Oh, that is for sure.
That's coming up.
Something.
Because
at
we have a
Coffee with
client
Ken.
that believes something, stopped believing it, and then realized that they believed what they believed originally was true. And it
You say
changed
that
their
10
life.
times
Wait,
fast.
I know.
They believed,
Did
they
y'all
didn't believe,
follow
and then they
that?
believed. Believed, didn't believe, and believed. Sometimes you have a belief that is actually right, but then you think it's not attainable, but then you do it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start giving up on something that you did not think is possible that
That's
all of a
right.
sudden you realize is
You're not
totally
You're
possible.
not going to want to
You-
miss this story. It's coming up on Coffee with Ken. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
For this episode, we are here with Ken Brown, CEO, and Butch McCracken, General Manager, and I'm Dr. April Brown, Executive Vice President of Coaching here at Destiny Global. You found us on this page. You might be seeing us for the first time.
So welcome.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to Coffee with Ken.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. Let's dive into that. Like, I was trying to keep track of what you were talking about. Sometimes we have these beliefs that
Well,
we can kind of, and I can attest to this. When we first got married, we had a belief of no debt. Like, we really worked on not having debt. We had some situations that came up that
some choices too, but yes.
some choices, one was
Sure.
going to using our tax return to go to Hawaii.
I love Coffee with
so-
Ken. That's where all the secrets come out.
And so we're like, but it was for his cousin's graduation. It wasn't like we're just
we had a
heading
good
to Hawaii.
reason to
We had a
go. It
good
was a
reason.
I'm in.
graduation.
I got it.
Okay.
There was
and
Write
no
the
that one
family-
down.
Zoom at that
My
time.
cousin,
It's
fourth
good.
generation removed, is getting, and I got to be there.
Anyway, we went to her high school graduation in, just happened to be in Hawaii. So it's like twisted our arm. Okay.
Oh.
It's a terrible place to go, but we'll go because we love you.
It could have been in Anchorage, Alaska, and you guys would have went, right? In December. So it doesn't matter where it was.
It was a sacrifice we were
it
willing
was-
to make.
Oh,
And so
just
we
can
go.
see you struggling in your shorts.
We used that tax return to go to Hawaii. We do a little hopping around on the islands.
Like all
That
of them.
was-
Helicopter rides, all of it.
Anyway,
Oh.
we go.
couldn't find the school she was
But tell him what,
graduating.
right before we left, tell him what happened.
Okay, and so literally right before we leave, there's a hailstorm. And so while we were gone, you know, the insurance was supposed to come and look at the roof, but the roofers came before the insurance came, and so they weren't going to pay.
Because the roofer fixed
We
the
were gonna
roof
have to
without
pay.
the insurance company approving it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we have that. And at the same time, the hailstorm was so bad, it damaged the air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
So that goes out.
whoa,
So here we are kind of having to,
a roof and
Well,
an air
Here's
conditioner.
Here I
some
thought you were going to
things.
say you took the insurance check to go to maybe, I don't know, Japan or something like that. 'cause
Oh
there's
no,
something
but there
going
was
on,
we did not. There was no
No.
insurance
there
check
was
wasn't
no-
coming
I
now.
know.
right?
So there was a whole battle to make that happen. So that's a whole
And
different
so we
story.
kind of, you know, went into a little bit of debt for those things, paying for those things. And so through that, just people we were also around were kind of influencing aka programming us,
Mhm.
that was okay. Literally between he and I, were just like, it's okay. Like they're,
It's just the way it is.
yeah, it's
We
just
could
the way
avoid
it
the payment,
is.
but
we
not
can
the
avoid
thing.
the
Yeah.
payment. It's okay. And we were in a house that we like could totally like way above, or like we were living. We weren't living above our means. Let's just put it that way. As far as our house payment, everything, we were good. And but even that, we had. I don't think we had a car payment at that time, but we did have the house. And so we just started. Yeah, and Ken started talking, maybe we need a bigger house when I got pregnant with twins. We had our first, and we stayed in that house. It was a little house, a little picket fence house. It literally had it wasn't white, but it had a little picket fence. And we had a little dog. We just had the perfect little suburban life. And we had twins. I was pregnant with twins. He's like, this house is too small. 3-bedroom, and we used one as an office and a guest room. So we were like, so we started looking at a house and started getting a little bit house poor, is what we call it, like a little bit above our means, and it just became a cycle. We literally became
Well, our
programmed with that.
income then rose substantially at
So
that
now
same
we
time.
can't
And
afford
then,
it.
and then
The payments
then you
again.
wanted this, but then then it was new cars, and then everything that went
Mm-hmm.
with that, and then there was really no limit because earning had started, income had doubled, and then the next year it doubled again. So then you're just feeling all good. So then, hey, it's an infinite stream of money coming in. Let's go. It's time to have some fun. So the cars got better, the house got better, the food got better, everything got better, except
the
the
debt
bank
got bigger.
Except yes,
Yeah.
because you didn't
Still
care.
continuing to live paycheck to paycheck, but
I
making
get
more
it.
money.
I'm with
So
And-
you were thinking life was better,
Mm-hmm.
but in the end, it was just going to get bitter. So
Yeah.
you had to face the facts of how you're doing it. And,
Mm-hmm.
we lived through that, but one of our clients did this and actually didn't think it was possible.
Well, we're going.
Mhm.
We're still sticking with us because we
Oh, we're going to
accumulate
keep
a
going.
lot of
Yes,
debt.
we did.
We came.
I know I was trying to get
this
off this
training.
point. Right.
But we came to training, our first event, and realized that this is not what we want to continue in, and went back to really that original mindset. It was like, this is not how we want to live, and we don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. And him having to make a certain income
Yeah.
to even make our payments.
Yeah.
Like, that is stressful to think in an economy or anything that happens that you have to make a certain amount. And so we changed our trajectory and paid off within 6 months $86,000, or maybe it was even less. We just
We
got
paid off
really
a $500,000
focused.
house as well
Yeah.
when we moved. So there was a lot of
So
things that we
just a
paid
lot.
down.
But
a whole
that
lot.
was like within the first, and then
Yeah.
we ended up working for Destiny Global, and moving here and selling our house and all of that stuff. But within that first of just literally changing our mindset, and it's just very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And I know we've all, like, you've
You've done the same
you've
thing. You
had
and
that as
Diane
well.
did it. You
Oh.
dug deep.
I would come home from work, and of course, being a man, never would share how I was feeling, and I would just sit on the couch and living paycheck to paycheck at the
Making a
computer
lot
every
of
week,
money.
making a lot of money, telling the family, hold off on spending here, don't do this, I got to pay these credit cards, and you used to think, this is life, this is it, until I get called home. So if I can make it another 40 years, that was my definition of hope, was
Wow.
living under the crushing debt
Mm-hmm.
and being on the other side of debt.
Mm-hmm.
There's zero, and I mean, there couldn't be anything in this world that would make me want to purchase it and go into debt.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be that enslaved is not good.
And
Yeah.
it really is about being faithful with little, that you'll be
It
ruler
really is.
over much, much more, because that is why literally a lottery mentality, because people who win lotteries, they still stay poor. They even worse off than they were before, because you have to
athletes.
learn these
So true.
principles of what to do with your money, or your money
Yeah.
rules you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really learning to rule your money. And that is where we've had a client who literally learned these things
Melissa
and then
Newman.
paid off all of her debt, a lot of debt.
And
And
she
her
didn't think
husband,
that was
Rob,
possible. Comes here, learns it, skills at first steps to success, you'll hear about in a second, and then goes back and does it in her life, and then gets out of debt, throws a party, and then has a little hiccup and goes back into debt, redoing another place.
because
and
she didn't, because there is a point after you pay off debt that you still have to shift
Yes.
towards how you're
Yes.
spending that money, and now what you're doing with the money you are paying towards your debt to invest,
Right.
and what you are spending your money on, that it goes into investments. So there's some time after you pay off your debt that is not just like we're just on autopilot now, because you're automatically going to, if you don't change your mindset, you're automatically going to go back to debt. If you don't change towards, now this money goes towards investment
Yeah.
because you're already paying it towards your debt.
But
Now
you know,
what are
it's
you
so
gonna
true.
do?
You do this, you get all excited because you paid it off. I'm going to go buy a new car.
Exactly.
That would not be
Yeah.
anybody you know, me. But you know, it's the truth. It's
Yeah.
you know, getting in it and then sticking with it, and then actually having your plan to execute through. And
And
we
then
watched.
she came to the realization that I did it before, I can do it again. She got back in debt, and then she's like, I can do these principles again. So started applying again, and then changing her mindset this time to
And Melissa and
continue
Rob
on.
have been killing it. They have
That's
been
right.
killing it.
Amazing.
We have two Melissa and Robs, and both of them
I know.
kill the
it's
debt. But this
so
Melissa
funny.
and Rob Newman killed it, and so the
Yeah.
Hagers, you know, killing it and getting out of debt. But it's
so
real,
powerful.
yes.
Such powerful stories, and all these stories come from the training that we have, which is called, Ken mentioned it, First Steps to Success.
Yep.
The next training is in
Houston, Texas,
Houston, Texas.
July
Right.
12th through the 14th.
That's right.
We have so much going on at this
I
one.
know, it's
Next Gen
so
event,
amazing.
you don't want to miss. We have a service day. All these happening on Thursday. Come on
Information
Wednesday.
is below.
Yes.
Click on the link, get your ticket. Find out the other information of Next Gen is having a marketplace and a training on Thursday night. And we have a service day for KRF, King's Ransom Foundation,
Yes.
which is our charity arm that we give, and 100% of that donation goes to feed the poor, the widow, the orphan, and the needy. And well, aside from just giving your money, you can give your time. And
Yes.
so it's so powerful to have a community come together to really serve together. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have so many places to go and
Yes.
serve. And especially right now in Houston, they've had
Just
floods
clean up.
and
Just
so
literally
much
people to
cleanup.
clean up trash. It's just
So-
like there's so much.
and
So
they're so grateful when you
Yeah.
do that. And so it's so exciting. We have so many amazing things. We would love to see you in Houston, Texas. Click on the link below. Get your information.
yes,
And we're
see you there.
Yes. Thanks for joining us here on Coffee with Ken.
Have a
And we'll
great
see
day.
you next time.
See you, gang.
Like,
Bye.
share, tell everybody.
That's right.